It's tea time.
Tea time.
It is definitely tea time.
Hope you're drinking
Definitely
tea.
tea time. Whoa. It's always
Technical
tea time.
difficulty.
Hi guys, welcome to Tuesday's tea time.
Tea time. Tuesday
tea time.
Tuesday tea time.
It's 3 o'clock Mountain, which can only mean one thing. This is Jennie and Levi coming to you for an afternoon cup of tea. We are so glad you're here. Yes, happy belated Easter. I do not like the word belated. Never have.
Hi, Chelsea. Love you.
We are live on YouTube. We are live on Instagram. And we are so glad that you would spend a little bit of your Tuesday with us.
Oh, man.
It is our
I need a
happy
magnifying glass for that.
weekly tradition to bring to you a cup of tea. A glass of tea is how it started out. Thanks for taking a minute and jumping on with us.
But now it's a mug of tea.
And
It's not even a teacup of tea.
yeah, let us know where you're watching from. I see a few people
South
already kind of
Africa.
doing that because that's what you do now in
I
chat.
know.
We're having to learn all
That's
these
what
new
we
things.
always say
Oh,
now. It's like, oh, tell me what's your name and where you're from.
That's how it is. It's good though. Atlanta represented, which would be, of course, beautiful because it's Georgia. I love the state of Georgia. We got Indiana, and we're seeing big sky. What kind of tea do you guys have? Maybe that's the next question, as far as obvious questions go. What tea do you have? This tea is
Oh, SoFlo. I've never
Spicy.
heard that.
Earl Grey.
SoFlo for
I
South
wouldn't
Florida.
have guessed that.
Right? SoFlo?
South Florida?
I like that. SoFlo.
SoFlo. Nigeria. And
Texas, baby.
Portland. And I see a peppermint tea. So we're starting to transition now to kinds of tea. Yeah, so if you are not used to our tea time,
Rooibos. How do you say that? Rooibos. Rooibos.
I don't have any idea.
Hi, Jordan.
In Kalispell and North Carolina. Man, North Carolina, Elevation Church, I see that is represented there. What a weekend. They released a new song called Rattle. If you missed it, it is unreal. Very, very cool. All right, so we're going to have some tea together. If you have your tea, oh, that is so kind of you to say that. Thank you so much.
It's true. Rag.photography.
Poolside iced tea while the kids swim. Sounds like you got your quarantine set up perfectly.
Brazil.
Yeah, in your week, we hope to bring
Rooibos.
just
Thank you,
There's the
Kristen.
pronunciation there.
I really appreciate that. Rooibos. Rooibos? Oh no, conflicting stories.
Strong Soul Sunday, Fresh Life Watch Party. It can't be Rooibos.
Rooibos or Rooibos is what they said.
No, she said boss.
Yeah, but the other person said Rooibos. You say it to be is.
Yeah. There's lots of ways to say.
Okay, well.
But this is Earl Grey tea.
Rooibos.
Rooibos.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Rooibos. Rooibos tea.
Ooh, cold brew, Christina. Happy anniversary a couple days ago, Christina and John. Potato. Oh, potato.
Potato. You know,
potato.
Okay, we got a question here. This is a good question. Do you ever get writer's block? Yes, all the time. And the key to writer's block is not standing still long enough for it to catch up to your head that you actually are dealing with it. I read a book a long time ago.
Can you explain that?
I will explain that. What I'm trying to say is when you sit down and write, you have two choices. You can choose to sit there and really get into your head, asking yourself, do I feel like writing right now? Do I feel inspired? Do I feel creative? Or you can choose to say, I am going to write during this time, and this just means it's time to write. And I think you have to just choose. This is not what I write may not be good. It may not be end up in the book. That's okay. I'm not here to write something good. I'm just here to write. I'm here to show up and just to work and to do it. And so every time I sit down, I'm sure there's a touch of that feel of like staring at the cursor, watching the blank screen. wanting to go on Twitter, but instead just to choose to write through it, to work through it, to write like the devil's chasing you is how I heard Stephen Pressfield put it. And I love that mentality of like, the devil's chasing me. I just got to go, just got to write. I'm going to get my word count in for the day. And a big thing that's helped me is never edit in the same frame of mind that you create in. So when I sit down to write, it's not at all the mentality that I will look at it when I'm actually in the editing process.
Well, and you're really good about that, like doing something whether you feel it or not. And I think that that's been key to your success, is that you've just done it. Like, and maybe it isn't good, but it usually is. But I think it's so helpful for us to know that you don't have to feel inspired or feel creative to create something. You just do it. And I think that's helped me. Like, even the other day I was just writing an article for, I don't even know what it was, a magazine or something. But what I have to do, especially with in my season with kids, is like block out, okay, I'm literally going to write for 20 minutes. I'm going to put my phone away.
Yeah.
I'm going to set a timer, and I'm just going to write. And it helps so much because you can actually get so much done in 20 minutes. And what's that app that you use, the Forest? I think we talked about it last week, but that's huge too, because you set a timer, but you can't, it doesn't allow text to come through and everything, so that you're actually focusing on your project. And so I think that kind of stuff, where you're helping yourself kind of trick the system, and even just trick your own self into believing like, okay, I can do something in 20 minutes or half an hour or whatever, I think is so helpful in productivity.
Yeah. So someone just asked, when does Jennie's book come out? That's a good question.
So my book comes out May 5th, aka Cinco de Mayo, aka Taco Tuesday, and I'm so excited. Thanks for asking. You can buy it anywhere, pre-order.
You can pre-order it now. It's called The Fight to Flourish. It is available for pre-order on all the normal sites, and it is a great book. You're gonna love it. If you liked Through the Eyes of a Lion, and just a minute ago I saw a couple people writing about they liked Through the Eyes of a Lion, this would be very different than that book, but in the sense that Through the Eyes of a Lion talks about our daughter Linya going to heaven. From my perspective as a dad, this now has it from a mom's side, from Jennie's point of view, as well as her own journey and what she's learned and what she's walked in. And so I would say for anybody who's gone through any kind of grief, if she faced any painful thing, especially right now, I mean, goodness, that there are so many Americans and people around the world right now plunged into grief. This book, The Fight to Flourish, will definitely help and guide through a grief journey, as Jennie is so kind to open up her. In many of the chapters, you include some entries from your diary and your journal and your prayers, and so it's just going to be an incredible thing. It's
random, like me.
That's beautiful. That's the thing. And as she opens up from a mom's heart, you know, what it's like to go through pain and to face incredible difficulty, but fight through it, and how it is a fight. And you can't trust your feelings. That's a big thing. Like for me writing, like if you wait to feel inspired, you may never do it. If you wait to love your wife or your husband until you feel like it, you won't do it. What counts the most in our relationship with God, what counts the most in our, community of faith, is the love that we give when we don't feel like it. That's when the metal, hits the pedal. What is that phrase?
The rubber hits the road.
Or the pedal to the metal?
Pedal to the metal.
So when the rubber hits the metal, put your pedal to the road.
Exactly. Someone just asked about a sermon on...
Have you ever thought of writing a book together? I've thought of it.
Well,
I have thought of it.
Technically, we can.
I've talked to my publisher about it. I've told him I really want to. I would love to write a book with you someday.
Someday.
So I do have a couple of book things in the works right now that I can't talk about. One that I can. Two that I can't.
I just feel like if I were to write a book with you, I would feel like when I was in middle school and I was paired up with someone way smarter than me, and I would give some suggestions or whatever, but really they were just doing it all. Like, I feel like that is how it would be. Like, I'd just be like,
no, because we could go back and forth, and it would be fun. We're gonna do it. I'm committing to this Instagram live on YouTube as well, that we're at some point gonna write a book together. But I have a book coming out in August that is really cool. It is an interactive journey.
Really cool.
That takes some of the ideas from Eyes of a Lion and some of the ideas from I Declare War, but sort of like presents them in a different format. So as opposed to a book, which you just sit there and read, this is more of a guided, introspective journey to freedom in the midst of either grief, anxiety, or a need to self-manage. And so there's prayers to pray. There's all kinds of cool things.
Well, the content is amazing, but it also looks really cool. And I think that it'll be a real great resource for gifts for people in your life. But honestly, I feel like it's going to help us in our relationship with God so much. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that comes out in August. It's called Take Back Your Life. But I've never even talked about that on Instagram.
Oh.
So this is like kind of the first time I've even talked about that.
You guys,
it's really exciting. But then in 2021, I have something coming out that I am really excited about, which
Are you going to say something?
I can't talk about it yet, but
Intriguing.
It is really exciting, and it is going to be released in September of 2021. It's not a new book from me, like Eyes of a Liner, I Declare, like it's not a normal book. But I'm excited.
Did you slap yourself in the face?
Yes, that's how excited I am.
Okay, so the comment that I was trying to answer was a sermon on like addictions and bad habits. And
You in 5 years?
You in 5 years was what came to my mind. And so that's a message series
I think
from
that's the
2
most
years ago.
downloaded sermon series I've ever given that wasn't based on one of my books.
It's so good.
It's called You in 5 Years, and it involves an enormous domino set. I preached with a huge dominoes that got bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, the first one I had to set up with tweezers, and the last one was like 4 feet tall. And it also involved other science. Was that the sermon series where I broke? Where
You
we
in
broke?
5 years. I think that's like, I don't know if you can see that.
I think I laid down on a bed of nails at one point, and they
You've done
smashed
crazy
a
things.
cinder block on my chest with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, that was one where I
You in
was
5 years.
really nervous watching you preach.
We had everybody in our
Watching
church write a letter to themselves, and we have them still, and they're going to get mailed to them 5 years later. So everyone had to write a letter to themselves, like, hey, what do you hope life's going to be like? What are some changes you want? And we are sitting on those, and we told everybody, give us an address that will be still in play. If it's your mom's, like if you live in an apartment or a dorm, don't send it there. So it's going to be really cool, which it'll be like, 3.5 years for those to get sent out. So that's really exciting.
I love so many of you are saying that you've
Can we talk about
recently read Swipe Right, and I just want to say that that's amazing. Someone just said that they read it for the second time, and I think that that's definitely a book that needs to be read consistently, like yearly. And that's something that you even mentioned when we used to do the O2 experience. He mentioned, which was a purity, like life, death, sex, romance.
It was basically Swipe Right in event form.
Yeah. And you mentioned that your commitment to purity has to be recommitted like once every 8 months.
Oh.
Well, specifically like to say, hey, I'm going to commit to
18
living.
months. I think it was 18 months.
Yeah. Anyways, Miami. We love Miami.
We're not coming back to anywhere anytime soon. We named our husky Lusko.
No.
That's cool. Husky Lusko.
Levi Husko.
I think. Well, I was on a tour once, which is so funny. We'd be on tour right now. Mm-hmm. Where would we be in the country right
You're
now?
reading I
if it
Declare
wasn't
War.
this? That's the interesting question. Okay, so we were on tour, and someone came up to us at the tour stop and said that they named their husky.
Levi Husko.
No, Levi Husko. Yeah. So there's multiple Lusko Huskies out there.
At the end of the tour, some of the people on the tour gave
we were
Levi
on tour,
a stuffed husky.
Not some of the people. We were on tour with Louis and the Passion Band, Louis Giglio and the Passion Band, and they made a husky with a bandana that says Levi Husko.
And it now sits on Olivia's bed.
Olivia loves it. She thinks it's the funniest thing in the whole world. So that was it. Where would we be?
Oak Grove, Missouri.
We would be in Oak Grove, Missouri right now on the Encounter
shout
tour.
Out.
If we weren't, but
John
we wouldn't
Doty.
be having tea with you right now.
I don't know if we'll bring back sculptures.
Let me ask you. Yes, so that's a good point. So Louis Giglio, when I went to Passion Camp last summer, I did part of that message, not the whole You in 5 Years talk, but I did the analogy of the nails, because here's the thing. if I was to lie on one nail, obviously it would stab me. But if I lie on a bed of nails, I'm supported by all the different nails. So my whole body weight, which is 169 pounds, would be distributed over all those nail heads. And thus none of them have the force to puncture you because you have a lot of surface area. So in the Passion Camp message, I used it as an illustration of why it's so important that you have friends in your life, that you're being supported by lots of people.
Which someone just said they're literally listening to your Passion message right now.
Oh, is that on YouTube?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
And someone just said, you're almost reading my book. That must mean you're on my launch team.
That's
Becca.
nice. So I asked Louis Giglio to use the sledgehammer and break the cinder block over my chest, because even with all that extra weight, you still won't go through because of
I don't like it.
the laws of thermodynamics. It's science, people. And Louis was so skittish with that hammer. He was so just did not want to. I thought he would have just swung like crazy. 169, not 70. 170. Yeah. And I'm 5'10" and a half, not 5'10". All right, so I'm doing what I can with the numbers.
What is our favorite activity to do in quarantine? Someone just asked.
Well, my favorite would be, we got a ping pong table years ago, and Daisy and Clover obviously would just watch and couldn't play. But now I would say ping pong has quickly become one of my favorites because Daisy and Clover are able to play full games. And obviously Olivia and Jennie. And Jennie beat me yesterday. I think it was one of the first times you've ever beat me at ping pong.
It's because it's a tiny one. It's a tiny table.
So
it's not like tiny, but it's like mini or
three-quarter scale.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit smaller ping pong.
So it fits me perfectly.
That is an interesting thing to say. It fits me perfectly because it's tiny. Like, are you tiny? What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's up to you to find out.
It's a complete choose your own adventure.
Okay. So, but honestly, something that's helped me.
Wait, no, we're talking about ping pong.
Oh. I was saying an activity.
Am I as good as Forrest Gump at ping pong? No, that's not. But when we started the church, we played a lot of ping pong because there was a lot of time on our hands.
Small Bibles? Where do you get your small Bibles?
I don't have small Bibles. What Bible? Are you talking about like the Bible I have on platform? That is a Thomas Nelson signature series Bible with 2 ribbons. Two ribbons. Listen,
and
it's a proven fact that the amount of ribbons your Bible has correlates to the level of spiritual.
I'll send you an order. Sorry.
I was trying to talk to the people.
Sorry.
Could you not interrupt me?
Just wipe my makeup on you.
Long enough to tell the people about how to get spirituality in their lives. Okay. The more ribbons your Bible has, the more God loves you. Obviously, everybody knows that. Look, this is very novel.
True. Okay, so what I was going to say was something special about that, because this week's our anniversary, 16 years on the 16th.
I need sound effects. I don't have any sound effects. That was dramatic. We're going to lose viewers. People are not going to like that.
No.
You can't be stomping your hands.
So on our... Wasn't it our first date? You gave me a Bible?
This week, Jennie and I are 16 years married, everybody. 16 years married on April 16th. What that means is 16 on the 16. It's our golden anniversary.
It's our golden anniversary.
We are so excited to invite you into our anniversary. You're here to be with us.
Thank you, everybody.
We are having tea with our favorite people in the world on YouTube and Instagram. Thanks for joining us.
No, but so it was our first date, August 2nd, 2002. And
how do you remember that?
I don't know. I remember dates. I don't remember most things, but I remember dates and I remember people's birthdays. But he gave me one of those Bibles, the signature Bibles, and you wrote a note in it, and you dated it August 2nd, 2002, and it's so special. It's a good Bible. And it feels really good. It's soft.
Well, because it's leather. Calfskin. If you're a vegetarian, just close your ears for a quick minute. It's buttery, soft calfskin. I like a calfskin Bible. I also like...
And it has lasted a very long time.
Can I get it for you? Yes. I also love... Excuse me. I have in my desk my other favorite Bible.
So we met in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to answer that question. How did you meet? We met in church, and I was serving in the... was Levi wearing puka shells on the date? No. But...
I might have been. Who knows? You can't stop me.
Earrings.
It was
earrings. He was wearing earrings. 2000.
Okay, this, real quickly.
So we were serving in church together. I was serving in missions department, also youth ministry together, and we just...
Are you a vegan? Okay, so this is It was love at first sight. This is my other favorite Bible, but I used it for years. I preached out of this Bible for years and years and years. It is goat skin, which is kind of fun. It says it right here. Can you read that? Goat skin leather.
Wait, really?
That's what it says.
Oh,
yeah.
so goats are not soft.
Yeah.
Okay, calves soft.
I love this Bible. I preached so many years out of this Bible. Then check this out. Oh, that's sad. Look what happened to this Bible. Okay. So I actually want to, if you know, is there a website? Is there someone I can send this Bible to that they could redo it? Like, does that exist in the world? Is there a company? I actually need the internet to tell me this.
Huh.
Is there a company that can rebind this book for me so I could start using it again?
For sure.
So right now I only use it on my desk because I love it and I have notes in it and it's all like war torn, and because the Bible that's falling apart usually belongs to someone who isn't.
That's a good one.
Soundbite. Anyhow,
Gorilla Glue.
right? So we need
Gina.
we need someone in the comments to tell me, does there exist a company you could send a Bible to?
Ronnie, technically dead goats aren't soft.
That's a good point. I don't know. But calfskin is the Bible I
So
gave
let us
Jennie.
know if you know anybody.
I gave Jennie a Bible for our first date.
So spiritual.
DC sent Rich's Bible to get
Thank you,
response.
Becky.
Okay, we need Rich Wilkerson to give us advice. He's been
Text.
holding out on me all these
Text
years.
sent.
We'll ask him. Maybe not live. Maybe Rich Wilkerson, are you? Let's see if we can get him alive on here. We'll ask him right now,
Oh.
and then he could tell us. If you don't know about VU Church,
Oh, her friend used Lifeway
let's just
and they redid her
let's
Bible.
just FaceTime him. FaceTime Rich Wilkerson.
There's a guy in Texas called the Bible Man.
They've been they've been doing these
Making
lives.
a FaceTime call to Rich J.R. Wilkerson.
Okay, we're gonna see if Rich
Hey,
will
can't
answer.
you bring him into the live situation?
Well, I'm gonna bring him in like this
Oh.
on FaceTime. We've never done this before. It's the first FaceTime inside. Right now,
see.
it's a controversial time if you get ghosted because everybody's just sitting at home. So if someone doesn't answer, you're kind of like, unless he's on a Zoom or in the shower. Come on, Rich.
Where are you?
Oh, yikes. Super ghost. Okay, we'll leave him here. Maybe he'll come back later
Sad
in the
face?
call. Absolutely. Rich Wilkerson, we were friends for so many years before you stopped calling me to fix my Bible. How much coffee have I had today? It's an interesting question. The answer
Ooh,
is...
not coffee, caffeine.
Well, like, this is caffeinated, so this counts. My Earl Grey tea here. I probably have had 4 cups of coffee today. That's the answer. Okay, so our first date, you got a Bible.
It was a very special thing because we didn't date for so long, even though we wanted to, because you were honoring my commitment to not date for a whole year. And then finally, our first date was just so special.
Okay, that's true. And I took her to a restaurant called Restaurant Antiquity. It's a big first date. I had asked her dad permission and waited
he
forever.
didn't even live nearby, so he literally wrote my dad a letter.
Wrote him a letter with my own hand.
You
I did a
guys.
test draft of it in my journal, which I still have over there. A test draft of the letter. Then I translated it to a real letter, mailed it, waited like 7 days, put my phone number. He called me back, gave me permission to date Jennie. And then...
Isn't that amazing?
So then when I finally
Hey,
took you out
you
to
young
date,
men, take notes.
I took her to a restaurant, Antiquity. It was the nicest restaurant I could afford. And, you know, we had filet mignon and
I don't even remember what we ate,
I remember
honestly.
ordering all those things. And then afterwards, when we left the restaurant, it was raining. And there was a
So
gazebo
romantic.
in this park right across the street. And we danced in the rain under a gazebo. And it was amazing. It was the most beautiful thing ever. Why did we commit to not date? Well, she did this internship where she had asked for... they had asked her if you would do the internship to not date for a year.
To
So it's
kind of
like
just
the
to
thing.
focus and...
Well, because everybody goes to dating, you know, as go-to when you're quarantined with people.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, what?
Well, you know what I mean. Like it's like the Gilligan's Island syndrome.
Yeah, like if you spend so much time with someone,
Every
like you go on a
summer
mission
camp-
trip or summer camp,
Mission trip. Like there's still few people. Like eventually you're like, I love you. You probably are my next husband, right? So that's what happens to.
Wait, why is your phone like that?
I'm waiting to see if Rich is gonna call back.
Okay.
We have like 35 minutes. Look.
Okay, so
we're
I
gonna
will
find
say,
out in 35 minutes, or whether Rich Wilkerson Jr. loves me or not.
and I also just Instagram storied about it, so
Did you tag him?
yeah.
So there's no escaping it.
Okay, so someone just asked, did you guys kiss before you got married?
Yes, we did.
And I just want to say,
She regrets it. Don't you? You
Okay.
do. You do, don't you?
so I will say,
She
if
does.
it's in your heart to not, don't. Don't do it, because the more you are intimate, the more you're physical, the more you kiss, the more you want to do more things. But I will say that earlier on in dating, I told him, I said, I don't want to kiss. I want to kiss when I know that all of our kisses are only for each other.
It's good.
So that is like a broad stroke, because I mean,
I knew.
it wasn't like, hey, I only want to kiss until
we.
we get married.
She didn't tell me no, like I will not kiss you till we're married. She just said that very nebulous statement. I don't want us to kiss till we know all of our kisses are only for each other. And
Which
at
is
that
a
point I
good
was like,
statement, I
game
think.
on, I know right now. But we did end up, how long did we date before we kissed?
I think it was like 10 months.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, here's the thing.
Wait, we didn't date for, we didn't kiss for 10 months?
Yeah.
Whew, that's self-control right there.
Well, girls, be strong, because the guys will want to just kiss right away, but be strong
Okay, and
in the
did,
Lord
did
and
you
in the
not
power
want to kiss
of His
right away?
might. I did want to, but I just knew it probably wasn't a great idea.
Okay, so we waited 10 months and we finally kissed. But I will say this, when we did introduce kissing into the relationship, it obviously became much more easy to just do that. So what was cool about the friendship phase, our 6 months of dating, or 6 months of just being friends, and then 10 months of dating without kissing, was just being together was so new and beautiful. We were able to talk and really develop a beautiful friendship that is our base today. Our power, what's strong about our relationship today, comes from our friendship. And look, I say this in Swipe Right. If you've read that book, you've heard this.
Do it. Married or
that-
unmarried.
That even if you have a great sex life and you have sex every single day, and I don't know one person who's ever told me in their marriage that they have sex every single day, right? But even if you were, and we've gone.
I was going to say.
What were we going to say?
Okay, go ahead. No, keep going.
please.
I don't want to interrupt
No,
you.
say it.
We did 1 month.
Oh, we made it a whole month.
Yeah.
Okay, so out of our entire marriage, 1 month of our married life, we had sex every single day. So, but here's my point. There were still enormous parts of the day in that month where we were not having sex, right? There's 24 hours in a day.
Right.
And so even if you're having sex
This is
every
such a
single
good
day,
point.
there's a massive amount of time when you're married where you're going to not be having sex. So the question is, what will you be doing the rest of that time? And if you spend your dating preparing for what will amount to a relatively small sliver of the day, what are you going to do the rest of the time? And how do you engage, and how do you deal with conflict, and how do you have anything to do the rest of the time? It had to be before kids. Well, there was very little of our marriage before kids. We wanted to be married for 5 years before we had any children. Mm-hmm. And we got married within our first year of being married. Mm-hmm. And so...
Wait. I got pregnant within the first year.
What did I say?
We got married within the first year.
Sorry. I'm still recovering from Easter, you guys. Easter
You
took a
guys,
toll.
Easter though.
Because I preached 5
Easter
times.
message, Easter everything.
All live, except for the 5 p.m. We replayed the 11. So I did Friday, Saturday, 7. I did the live 7. I'd never preached a 7 a.m. service. And actually it was an amazing service. The YouTube
That's
crew,
so
everyone
good.
was loving it
Yeah.
and being engaged.
Our
and
team's so
we had great
amazing.
turnout because it was 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Which service did you guys attend? Did you attend a Fresh Life service? If you did, let me know what one you were there for.
If you didn't, you can still catch it.
Yeah, so we did. There's a rebroadcast Wednesday night too. That will be at 6 on Wednesday. Yeah, 6 p.m. on Wednesday. You can join that. But the archive is there now. The message was called when
Just the show on the road.
the show on the road. Sorry, gosh. So I did that 11, all of them. That's brownie points in heaven. That's like multiple brownie
Martin,
points in heaven.
every single one, all
Every single
caps.
one.
period after each word. Chris Gwynn for the win.
I'm blessed by that, but if you get a paycheck to be a apartment services, I'm much less impressed. I'm more impressed to hear the people of the world. Which ones were you at?
Yay.
11 a.m. Okay, yeah. So by the 11, I started to feel like an intense, like, did I say this before? Because I don't normally do message so many times. Usually 3 is the most I do. So doing multiple, I woke up Monday.
Chattanooga.
The way you said that is going to haunt my dreams tonight. I'm not joking. I honestly am going to have nightmares.
No way. You
of
watch
you
way
saying,
horribler things.
No. I'm going to have nightmares of you saying, Chattanooga. And you're going to hear me kicking, which, by the way, my orthodontist texted me yesterday and said, hey, by the way, it's called a hypnic jerk when you lurch from sleep. Yeah,
That's
he's
cool.
like, he goes, and I go, oh yeah, he goes, great message. Yeah, see, I have Invisalign that I'm on at the moment. Ooh, I need to hear. Let's see if you can tell a difference when they're in versus not. I just finished my teeth so I can put them back in.
So, I never had braces. Just confessing. I had a retainer, but I think the key to my teeth success is that I had a really big space in between my teeth for most of my life. But as I've gotten older, my teeth have just like come together. So now like they're just straight and together, and I don't really even have a gap anymore.
So
because my last name used to be Yap, and people would say, "Oh, Jennie Yap has a gap."
That's rude and not very nice. Okay, so my dentist told me that my molars were grinding. And so I had to get Invisalign. Well, I didn't have to get Invisalign. I could have got regular braces. He said my molars were grinding in my sleep and they were going to wear away all the enamel. And so I needed to get some braces to move my molars around. So I opted for Invisalign so I could take them off while I'm preaching. So we're going to see if you can tell.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Wait, what am I supposed to tell?
Not you. You see me all the time. That's really funny though. Okay, so can you tell that I have Invisalign? Well, see, my lips are catching on because my lips are all dry.
So oh, Christina, I know, right?
Yeah, right? Okay, so
you have to go through. Levi literally has a teeth story that like breaks my heart every time I hear it because he went through.
Are you talking about the broken one?
No, like. Well, yeah, you just have so much.
Well, I talk
teeth
about that in
stories,
Swipe Right. We're just ending up in Swipe Right all over the place.
I just feel like.
Yes, you can tell. See? That's what. Well, I have friends who did Swipe Right and just would continue to talk with them on the platform. Yes, the lisp. The lisp.
Did you see Chris's comment?
It gives me a little bit of a lisp.
These molars needed to swipe right. They were grinding before marriage.
Wow, that is so inappropriate. You guys, there are children
Chris
watching.
Gwynn.
We're checking in with Rich. Still no Rich.
No Rich.
I like that we're discovering.
You're just calling him over and over again?
No, I'm just leaving it right here so they can see he's not calling me back. Our friendship is dissolving in thin air. No, not
Ooh, you're on chapter 9 and Swipe Right now.
So in Swipe Right, I tell the story of when my friend swung a jacket at me and the zipper was a Nike logo and it broke this tooth right here. Oh, it broke this tooth. I was flipping everybody off. It broke this tooth. It shattered. Okay, so I'm in 9th or 10th grade and the tooth just shatters into a million pieces. And I have this like Schmiegel tooth there.
Oh, it hurts my soul to hear that.
Well, so they gave me a cap on that tooth and the cap was there for the next year. Then on the 1 year mark exactly, the nerve died. So they had to do a root canal. And when I went in for the root canal, the dentist had the hygienist numb me and she numbed the wrong side of my mouth. So she numbed over here,
Isn't that
but it was this tooth here. So they did the block and all that. So when he started drilling to do the root canal, it was unnumbed and my whole body like was talk about a hypnic jerk. I mean, I was like freaking out and tears started involuntarily.
People can't tell though.
Wait, what do you mean?
People can't tell.
Yeah, no,
difference.
someone said they could. They could hear a lisp.
But most of these people say they can't.
You can't see him, but you can hear it, right? But the longer I have them in, the more my lisp goes away.
Oh,
it's just
someone's
when they
vomiting. Sorry.
Well, okay, so then the doctor realized what happened, stops everything, goes, "Oh my gosh, which side did you numb?" And he comes in and explains. He goes, I'm so sorry about the fireworks back there. And I'm like, well, I didn't see any fireworks. I just felt mind-numbing pain. And so then he numbed me correctly and did the root canal. And the funny thing about that is Swipe Right ends with another dentist story.
Oh yeah.
So I told my dentist, when Swipe Right came out, I brought it into the dental office and gave a copy to everybody in the office because it involves dentists.
I love that. No, but even before that, how you had, like, you went through all the years of braces, but then at the end they said that it wasn't going to do anything for you.
No. Basically, I went through the braces journey, and at the end of it, they said that they made a mistake and they should have done surgery to break my jaw.
That's what I said. I feel like.
No, but I mean, they straightened. They were somewhat straight.
I know, but I don't know. It's just sad. But your teeth look amazing.
That is so nice of you to say. Thank you very much for that. So root canals and broken teeth and all of that are awful.
Hi, Kara McAllister.
My orthodontist
Dixie
texted me. Do you remember what happened the day that Lennox was born with my tooth?
Only because you've told me.
I've never told you guys this story, but the day that Lennox was born, it was a Saturday, and you had been in the labor all night long. I slept
in the labor.
I slept in a chair.
You have been in the labor.
I should dig up that photo. What's his birthday?
July 7th.
Show me pictures from July 2017. Is that the right year?
July 15th.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to see this. This is how I slept. Did you know that Siri could do that, by the way? It's an amazing thing. So if I go to the day of his birth. The labor. If I go to the day of his birth, I can see.
What's the most out of the ordinary thing you have done during social distancing?
Oh, here we go.
Good question.
Here's how I slept while Jennie was in the labor. See this?
We put chairs together, but they had the arms, so he had to slide himself through the arms.
Yeah, isn't that great? Okay, so, and that's because there was a bed in the room, but I gave the bed to, she's going to be so mad. I gave the bed to Olivia, so Olivia slept in the little bed, and I slept in the chairs.
Because Olivia was there.
Olivia
she was amazing during my labor.
Was there
during the labor.
How many? There's Livy sleeping in the bed. So Livy slept in the bed. I slept in the chairs. And when I woke up, we watched Blank Check. Do you remember that movie, Blank Check? I saw that they had it on Netflix. And I'm like, Olivia, I was telling, because you were sleeping or something, or in between. Whatever
or something. I was in the labor.
You were in the labor. And so I saw Blank Check. It's this movie where this kid gets a blank check for and he writes $1 million in it or whatever. It was such a life-defining movie for me as a child. Wow. And he got a water slide and all these great toys. And so I was showing that to
I know.
Livy.
Isn't that amazing that you let her have the bed? You're just such a good dad.
So then... When the movie ended, right as it ended, right when it ended, they said you needed to start pushing, and so I had to turn that off.
You had to bring that up.
You had a baby, but right before, in between Blank Check ending and you having a baby, one of the little things came off my. There's they put little things on to hold your Invisalign. So these plastic trays, they have little cutouts, and you have things in your teeth that hold on to them. And one of them came off, and it was horrible. And so, even though it was a Saturday, I texted my orthodontist, and he met me right after he had the baby. He met me at the orthodontist's office, and he fixed it that day. He came in street clothes, He wasn't wearing his orthodontist gear. He was just wearing
street clothes.
He was wearing his gang clothing. He was wearing a FUBU hoodie.
Your Asian doctor.
He's in a gang. Yeah, he's very, very, very violent.
Gangster.
He's a gangster, violent person. So anyhow, he fixed my thing, and then I go back to.
That's funny. Dixie.
The doctors. It was a dramatic day. Pastor John Gray was preaching at Fresh Life that day. I did swing by and catch a little bit of the service. It was a lot happening, a lot to think about. Okay.
So, I want to give some copies of Swipe Right. If you haven't read it, or you know of someone who hasn't read it yet, or you want to give someone, let us know. And I want to send a few copies. So if you just write something I haven't read it yet, we'll pick a few to send some copies to, because it's literally life-changing and it'll help you in your whole life.
Yeah, all right. So if you have any comments after the fact, we've been putting these up on my YouTube page. So if afterwards you leave a comment, we'll check those too. And if you have any, we've been, answering them after the fact. Outside of time.
Space.
The echo. Yes, pineapple belongs on pizza. What are you talking about? Of course it does. Canadian bacon and pineapple is, to me, one of the best pizza orders if it is a nice thick crust. I wouldn't probably do that on thin crust. I certainly wouldn't do it on deep dish. To me, the toppings on the pizza are altered by what kind of pizza it is.
Ooh.
That's my opinion. So if
Fancy.
we're talking about like a thin crust, I like a spicy sausage, maybe some olives and some bell peppers. Lately I've been eating these Quest pizzas every once in a while. It's like a cheap, clean thing. Quest energy bars makes a pizza.
So gross.
And they take protein powder and somehow turn it into a crust. And if you lie to yourself while you're eating it, you can pretend you're having a great piece of pizza.
I will say though,
You do get a real gritty taste in your mouth because it's protein powder.
you have done an amazing job with your eating in all of this. And I think it's because you were in the habit of eating clean before.
That's not why.
No, you were.
It's because I've latched onto one thing I can control. Everything in our lives
But you
is
were
so
even
out of
good at
control.
it before.
Yeah, but that's not why I kept it in the pandemic. I feel like it's one thing I can kind of fixate on.
But I just am
Thus the
inspired. I have
169.
not been. I will eat regular pizza.
But you turn 30 and your weight just fluctuates so quick if you look at a slice of deep dish pizza. That's what I found. What's my favorite pizza place? I would say there would be two answers to that question. Answer number one would be Giordano's and Grimaldi's.
Where
Those are both
are
in New York.
those? Oh.
One's in Soho and one's in Brooklyn. Grimaldi's, Lombardi's and Grimaldi's. I think are the two. What did I say?
Giordano's?
Giordano's.
Isn't that like a frozen pizza?
I need to look this up. I know for sure it's Grimaldi's in Brooklyn.
What about Lou Malnati's?
Lou Malnati's would be up there too. That is in
I smell pizza again.
Chicago. That's a whole different thing though.
Oh my god.
Lombardi's is in Soho. Grimaldi's.
Oh, there is a Giordano's.
Giordano's is in Chicago as well. It's the alternative to Lou Malnati's, I think.
Ooh, sausage, pineapple, and green chili. Good one.
But then, yeah, that's fantastic. I was going to say that. If you ever get to Albuquerque, New Mexico, Dion's Pizza is tremendous.
I know, right? He takes food seriously. No, okay,
yeah.
So funny thing about Levi is we'll
See, it
be
is in
having a
Chicago.
conversation with
Yeah.
someone who lives in the city and they won't even know about the amazing food they have, but Levi has like a list in his brain of, oh my gosh, you got to go this place, this place, this place, this place. And I'm so thankful for that because I don't even know like great places where we live. Actually, I do, but like I just don't remember those. So
Yeah,
if
see,
you want to
Dion's-
know a place to eat somewhere in the whole country, Levi probably knows.
Dion's Pizza in Albuquerque
Yes.
with their ranch.
Yes.
And the ranch, what's great about that is that since I've left New Mexico, which I graduated high school, we met, got married in New Mexico, they now have green chili ranch, which is a little ranch dressing that already has green chili put into
I'm
it.
so hungry right now.
It's delicious. I have not eaten lunch. Have you?
I brought you lunch
Where is it?
in the kitchen.
Thank you. Okay. Well, we just wanted to have tea with you and talk about things. What are you excited about these days? No, I'm asking them.
Oh, Dion's.
That's New York City Pizza is Two Bros Pizza in Midtown. File that away.
Cherish UK.
We'll
Are
file that away.
Are you still going to that? Or is that canceled?
I don't think we've heard word on that yet. I'm supposed to be going to that. I can't wait to go to England for that.
All this talk of food.
Chick-fil-A is delicious. Yeah, food is one of the best things about life, isn't it? And it's one of those things that's going to make heaven so great.
Where
It's
do you
the
like to
table.
eat in Orlando? Do you know that?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, when I think about Orlando, all I could think about
Epcot.
is Epcot. All the different foods of the world in Epcot.
We went there for the first time a couple years ago and I was amazed. Oh my gosh.
It was fantastic.
That was also a little piece of heaven.
I saw a good question go by. See if I can find it. What was your favorite country to eat at in Orlando?
Honestly, I think China.
Too soon, baby.
Oh my gosh! No, that restaurant was amazing.
Where did it go? So yeah, if you haven't been, they have all these countries and they have little booths, and you get I like the Italian we ate when we went to Orlando.
Oh gosh,
And Epcot.
it was all amazing.
Yeah, Jennie's love language is pasta, which we should do that for our anniversary on Thursday.
We should, but you're not eating pasta.
We can make eggplant. What do you do? What kind of gross pasta do you?
There's this cauliflower pasta. Ugh.
I just call it gross pasta, but it's fine. It is what it is, right? Okay, yeah. Jennie's favorite thing in the world, though, is eating pasta from wheat, right? Wheat pasta? Is that the kind you like?
Eating pasta from wheat.
What kind of
Sounds
pasta
so
do you
weird.
like?
I just like pasta, just regular good old pasta.
Like chicken Alfredo?
Oh,
Like a
I
chicken
love
Parmesan?
spaghetti and meat sauce is like my favorite of all.
Like a spicy bolognese?
No, just the bolognese, just
Spaghetti
a regular bolognese. I
and
don't
meat
really.
sauce.
Jennie Yap and all her siblings in the Calvary Chapel, Monterey Bay, taking it back. Whoa, taking it back.
We will take it back. I like chicken Parmesan a lot, which it kind of brings us back to Mr. Deeds, because Mr. Deeds came up in our sermon this weekend. And Mr. Deeds, the greeting card he writes her when he falls in love, and he's a schlub, involves chicken Parmesan. And so now it's all completely wonderful. Oh, I never got to finish the story about ping pong. So Daisy and Clover are able to actually play ping pong now, and it's a great delight to actually be able
And
to.
Lennox actually knows how to hold the paddle, but he doesn't catch it yet.
Playing
but
ping pong with Lennox is awful. He loves it, and he's like, "Let's play ping pong," and it's really terrible because he does not. Like, that's hard when you have a little kid like that, because he loves it so much, but it's not fun. It's just throwing balls at him and him just like
oh man,
pretending.
he's so cute.
I'm not. I know it makes me sound like an awful father. I will do it with him and play it with him, but there's other things I enjoy more. But now, like I've been through that with 4 kids, like where you can't really play with them. Playing catch with him is fun. We played catch for a long time the other day, where he was throwing a tennis ball back and forth, and he's very fun to do that with. But once kids get to an age where it's like, oh my gosh, we're playing Monopoly. Oh my gosh, we're actually able to play this game and engage on this adult level. It's just so fun. Like
It's so fun.
Clover playing ping pong, the full, in our first full game, watching Daisy really like kind of get competitive.
And she has like a mean.
Daisy's,
What do you call it?
Daisy's got some potential ping pong chops in her. I'm going to tell you that. One other fun thing we've been doing. This is a random thing, but I wanted to at least just share it. We've been reading together using AirPlay to the TV. So like we have all the Narnia books and all the Tolkien books on our phones, and we've always read together. Like, by the way, they've proven that if you read to your kids, that you have a higher rate of them learning to love reading. So they can't just see you read; they have to watch you read to them. Like I didn't say that well, but basically if your kids see you reading and you read to them, those two things together are going to make your kids love reading.
Shalom,
So,
y'all.
We've always read to our kids. We've multiple times gone through like the Chronicles of Narnia, et cetera, et cetera. But this new thing we've been doing is we'll put on AirPlay the book on the TV, and then we'll go round robin reading a page, and then we swipe, and then so like Jennie read a page, and then Livy, Clover, and Daisy, and we're reworking our way through right now the Last Battle and the Fellowship of the Ring, like just taking a page at a time and reading, and the kids loved it, and it like kept them all interested, and it was actually really fun, and then they're growing and reading, and we get to make fun of each other when someone messes up a word really badly.
We're so bad.
No, that's good. I think that's the beauty of being in a home is having inside jokes and making fun of each other.
Micah, can Pastor Levi cook as good as the food?
Of course I can't.
But actually, he's really good at making waffles.
Breakfast. Oh, well, yeah, that's breakfast.
Well, waffles
Although
and a breakfast
You can eat
scramble.
waffles any meal you want. How are Lennox's snowboarding skills going? Well, that season has sailed, baby girl.
He was doing really good.
Yeah, he's learning. He's learning balance. That's the thing. And Daisy and Clover are getting better and better at the skateboards.
For people with kids, a fun quarantine thing has been, because I'll just go to the grocery store like once a week. I try to do once a week.
You went this morning.
I went this morning.
And you said
And I said,
there was toilet paper.
oh yeah.
which we didn't need, so you didn't get any, but you said there was toilet paper on the shelf.
I know,
so
it was
it's
really
nice
cool to see
that.
some toilet paper on the shelves.
Backing off.
But what I was going to say was the girls, I bought cups, like plastic cups, last week's trip. And in my mind, I was like, oh, we should get plastic cups and kids can, like, I don't know, drink out of them. But what ended up happening was they took them and they started building
You should
like
show a
a
picture
cup thing.
of the creations.
And so then today,
Jay, the master barber. Jay, I see that you're on here. You are incredible. First of all, he's the best barber in Virginia Beach ever, and he did a self haircut and he was cleaning himself up. That was just absolutely amazing. So I wanted to say hi to Jay.
Hi,
Jay gave me one of the
Jay.
best haircuts I've ever gotten.
okay, so I didn't.
Someone just said, "I love your hair, Jennie."
Oh, thank you.
Spaghetti squash at the farmhouse.
It's
in
how I
Malibu.
wore it for Easter. Okay,
Half up, half down. I've always liked this. I call this her half up, half.
but what
up.
about a half up, half down bun?
I think it's the best thing I've ever heard of. Plus, it makes you taller.
Wish I was a little. Okay, so there's Lennox. He made one today.
Look at that.
Pay no attention that he doesn't have pants on. Okay. And then.
Yes.
Two more. You do have a few more. Where are you going to put those, though? Remember, start from the bottom.
Someone's playing piano in the background. All right.
Someone said, "What's your go-to snack?" Oh, there's questions. That's what I was trying to find. People have asked questions. I didn't know you could ask questions in a live. What's your go-to snacky food during quarantine, Jennie?
Oh gosh. I just love popcorn, and I love making popcorn. I have loved avocado, a healthy one. Avocado, I just slice it and then I put some garlic salt over it and eat it, and that's really yummy. Unhealthy, we did an Easter egg hunt on Sunday and candies, and I'm just eating way too much candy right now, so that's my downfall is the sugariness that. Okay, so here's the thing. Levi will eat clean 6 days a week, and then on Sabbath day, which also AKA is Flabbeth or Saturday, he eats whatever he wants.
Yes, he
and
does.
so I try to like have stuff in the house, especially now in quarantine, where he can eat just whatever, salted caramel ice cream, blah, blah, blah.
Waffles.
But then the rest of the
It always
week,
starts
it's
with
just
waffles.
sitting there. So I am having to practice major like self-control to not eat the things that he will only eat once a day or once a week. And so that is really, oh yeah, Starburst jelly beans. That's what I've been eating.
If I let myself go on Easter candy right now, that would be the first thing I would turn to, Starburst jelly beans. I love them. We should get some for
air
Saturday.
popper. I know, I need to get an air popper.
Yeah, but supposedly there's a cheat meal is good for you. Like, so if you have a normal way of your eating, it actually helps your metabolism and weight loss and all, gains and all that stuff to have an aggressive cheat day. The problem is when you let it creep into every day.
And that's what I do.
That's
But
awesome.
I've been doing burpees every day.
But
Does that
you're
count?
much better than I am.
You can't out burpee a bad diet.
True. You're much better at me than portion control. So when you do eat something bad, you're better at me than me at stopping. Like you can do a little bit. Whereas once I'm like off the wagon, I am off the wagon. I'm like double fisting, Yeah. So I'm all about that cheat day life. And you
can't get Starburst jelly beans in Canada. That's so sad.
We can mail you some. Don't tell the border. Workout routine, Jennie. What's your workout routine? She's been doing a lot of burpees lately.
Well, I try to do as many as I can in one session. So it's usually like 10 to 12 a day. But then I also do Nike app, different things. Like today I did a core one with Olivia and Clover.
I heard you doing it. There's so many great options right now. Everybody's posting their workouts and every gym, everybody, they love it to put up their workouts every day, and it's awesome. John Peel Fitness, at John Peel Fitness, has a great one he does every day. Today involved burpees, actually. Rumble Boxing, everybody's putting them out. There's so many up there. Someone just said, what's my thoughts on intermittent fasting? I did it for a while and loved it. I feel like right now it's too much extra. Like to be in a intermittent fasted state right now would be, because it kind of takes, for me anyhow, like a focus to do it. I don't think I would like it right now. I did it for like 6 months though, where I would stop eating at 10 p.m., not eat till 2 the next day. And then you have 8 hours to get your whole food in for the day. It would not be necessarily my thing right now. Well,
I just want to say, if you didn't catch a Fresh Life, our message from this weekend, you should totally take a listen. It's so good. I think one of the things that I've noticed, that I posted the line, joy isn't just a privilege, but our responsibility. I feel like that people have just been like, oh my gosh, like God's just been opening up our eyes to see that it's not, joy isn't just for ourselves. It's our responsibility to show that what we have in Christ for others who don't have it yet. And so,
and that's kind of our heart behind these tea times, even just to hopefully just encourage your joy, encourage every one of us to find the beauty of God in the midst of this time. That message for me was so important to give the joy message. And we're going to be starting up a new series this week called Cabin Fever, which I would highly encourage you.
It's going to be so
do
good.
not look for that on Amazon. You will find a bunch of really sketchy romance novels.
Oh no!
I always
You're
take any
redeeming
series
it.
I'm
You're
preaching
redeeming
and
it.
like just put it in, Amazon just for fun, just to see what comes up, and in case we ever did a product with it or something. And man, the Cabin Fever, it is pretty gnarly. It is definitely the most romance novel thing we've done since Swipe Right. So just listen to the messages on Cabin Fever. We're going to be, ooh, man, you're perceptive. Why am I wearing different clothes in the clips from Easter? That's because we did a Saturday and a Sunday.
Wow, very
Easter
observant.
lasted for 2 days. And I usually get too sweaty to keep the same clothes on. Too much information. Not enough information, perhaps.
Never know. Some
Yeah.
people need more.
Test the bounds of your deodorant's power, which right now, I found this
Jane, this is the favorite hour of the week, except for my
found
time with Gary.
a great new deodorant. I'm
Love you,
using.
Jane.
It's called Saints Deodorant. I'm not Instagram sponsored by them, so I'm not getting any credit for them.
Which you should.
Saints Deodorant. It has no aluminum in it, so you're not going to give yourself Alzheimer's if that's true. It has, so it's not an antiperspirant, but it is a deodorant. It just does not give you a discoloration. Anyhow, there you have it.
Man,
Saints
so many things I've never
deodorant.
thought of. Am I going to get those things?
What kind of deodorant do you use?
Dove.
Is it antiperspirant or just deodorant?
Antiperspirant deodorant.
Supposedly that gives you Alzheimer's because it's got like aluminum in it.
I do not
Who
need
knows?
that help in my life.
We
Haven't worn deodorant in weeks?
getting Alzheimer's.
Dylan Dietz.
That's not impressive.
That's TMI.
You need to put your best on for your wife, buddy. Step it up. Dylan's the best ever at being earthy, though. He is the man behind Fresh News, and he also
I'm
is.
so sorry.
That's very tragic. It's very sorry to hear that. He's also an incredible student coordinator for our Fresh Life Kalispell campus, and an all-around great guy.
I don't see though. I have a kid.
Fake news. You think it's fake news? I don't know. I mean, you hear enough of it. I'm not the one to be like running around always like throwing out products because of that, but I feel like you heard so many people consistently saying don't use antiperspirants that I just got one that wasn't one.
I don't even know.
Maybe the people on YouTube have any information for us. Yeah, so Cabin Fever starts this weekend. Where can I find bread and circuses? That message series has expired, but I have good news for you. All of the content from it first was in the content from Bread and Circuses lives on in Eyes of a Lion.
Yeah.
So I have a whole chapter in Eyes of a Lion where my favorite stuff from that ended up in. So you can listen to that there. Well, we have like 60 seconds left, I think, on Instagram. So this is going to go away. This was a really great tea time. Ooh, someone's saying it's fake. You can use your antiperspirants now. Thank you. It's Mortgage Broker. Maybe but I still like the smell of the Saints one. It's got a good feel about it. Bread and Circuses was my first sermon series. I preached after Lenny went to heaven. When I came back after a month off, that was my way of working on Nathan Finocchio. Man, I just got your long text. I just read it.
I just got your long text.
I did. It was a great text. Nathan Finocchio, do you have a quick second? You should hop in.
But aren't we going off soon?
Oh, yeah, that's true. We'll do another one with him. He's a very fun guy.
Fun guy.
Fun guy. He's like
well,
a mushroom.
hey, we love you guys. And I just pray for Madison, who lost her boyfriend last week. We just pray for grace over your life and peace. God's love to overwhelm you. And hey, we just love you guys. Thanks for hanging with us. It was fun. Right?
Right, guys?
Right, guys?
Are we doing the internet right? Are we doing okay? Well, I think they're going to kick us off any second now. So we'll just keep talking. And then, we've been still talking longer on YouTube. So if you want to know what happened after you left, you'll have to follow us on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We'll just stay on for a few more minutes just because it's really fun. And we don't have anywhere else to go. We need you. Don't leave us.
No.
I tried to make my eyes look wet, like Humphrey Bogart.
Oh my goodness.
At the end of Casablanca, when the detective and him decided that they were going to have a wonderful friendship. I think this is going to be the start of a wonderful friendship.
What is that from?
Casablanca.
Oh. You're doing great.
Man, we're not getting kicked off yet. What are you going to do after this?
Hang out with the kids. We're actually going to do a neighborhood Zoom bingo after this. We'll see how that goes.
Man, Easter
we'll let you know
was
next
so
week.
funny. When we did the Easter egg hunt in our neighborhood, we everyone hid their eggs, and then everyone came out at the exact same time, 3 p.m. We all came out for our kids to hunt for eggs, but no one was able to go talk to each other. So it was like all of our neighbors were simultaneously standing in the yard watching their kids look for eggs, and we were just sort of awkwardly watching, waving every once in a while.
It wasn't that awkward. Also, it was my idea.
Oh, it was pretty awkward.
It was fun though. It was a way to be a neighborhood.
No, it was beautiful, and I thought, this is beautiful. We're all talking, and we have two of our neighbors are retired, and so they kind of just standing there pointing them out, "Hey, Lennox, there's one behind that rock." It was pretty funny.
Aww.
It was clever though. Church can't have services, but liquor stores can be open. Well, at our liquor store, they said that they view themselves as providing an essential service. But that's kind of our purview, our outlook on still sending broadcasts out. We're an essential service. We're sending out content on the weekend. We're sending out midweek. We're able to do it creatively, So gathering a ton of people, I think, is the big issue at the same time. Whereas a liquor store would be like a grocery store, where as long as they monitor the flow of people coming in, it can be less people in. Hi, Marla. Marla Maples, it was so much fun having you at Fresh Life
Hi, Marla. Thank you for your little card.
this Christmas. Yikes. We probably should go. I should probably go back to work. Love you.
What are you working on?
I'm going to work on a sermon from the Cabin Fever series.
Cabin Fever.
Starts this weekend.
Don't miss it.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Love y'all.